Okay, so this is my tutorial on how to make these candles that are made by a certain company that you keep outside to keep mosquitoes away. And I really like the smell of these candles, but what I realized is that they say they last 40 hours, and I'm like, well, there's one wick in there and it seems like just a waste. And so I figured out an easy way to put in additional wicks to make sure that this candle lasts longer. Not really sure how long. And all you need to have this is, it needs to be a metal container for the candle outside. And if you're buying the brand that I think you are for an outside candle, it will be metal. This isn't looking to decorate something or anything like that. It's just meant to keep mosquitoes away. Plus it's got a pleasant scent. You get a basic set of birthday candles, 2 toothpicks, and some needle nose pliers. If you get some smaller needle nose pliers, it'll probably work better. So I'm just going to walk you through how to add some additional wicks to this camera, or to this candle, I'm sorry. And you can see I've already added one here and one here. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of these birthday candles and I'm gonna crunch it up so I can just get at the wick, because that's really all I'm interested in is the wick. I don't need the birthday candle part. I tried shoving in the candle part too, but that kind of takes away from the scent that keeps the mosquitoes away. So it's best if you just put the wick in. And the birthday candles, the ones that I got, were basically, the wick was the same size as the candle that I'm working on, this candle that I'm going to put the wick back into. So you just kind of work your pliers around. You're going to get wax all over the place, but you know, that's why I have a paper towel too, so make sure you use that. Now, one of the things you're going to want to do once you get this wick, here, is you want to take your pair of pliers and kind of dip it, because you already have your candle going on the main wick and you can see that liquid in the bottom, and that's just liquid wax from this candle. And so what I like to do is just kind of bend the wick that you have from the birthday candle and let it sit in that liquid for a second, just to kind of soak up the original wax. Then I'm going to pull it out, and I just use my birthday candle thing. It dries really fast. And try to get it so it's straight. And I'm going to let that dry for a second, okay? Set that aside. Then what you do is, in the corner, just make a hole with a toothpick. And make it big as you can. There's no such thing as too big, because really what you want is that wick that you just made to slide right down to the bottom. And you don't need to worry about, well, what if, how do I get it to stay solid? You don't need to worry about that. I'll go through that. So get as much wax out as you can of there. So you see I got a nice hole going. I'm going to make it even bigger, and you can dig out wax, that's fine, and just set it to the side of the candle, because all this wax, when it gets burned, it's going to make a it's going to make that scent, which in turn is going to keep away the mosquitoes, which is all what this is about. Instead of buying one of these candles that lasts 40 hours, you can put 4 additional wicks in it at least, for just something that's going to cost you the cost of a set of birthday candles, which is at most $2. And then you can make this last 5 times longer than they say it will, which is what I plan to do. I don't want to waste money on all this candle material. I mean, you could see how much is left of the candle, and this wick is almost gone. Okay, so again, I'm still working on this hole. You can't take a shortcut and just shove your pliers down in it. I've done that. I think I'm going to do that here, just to make a point that you can make a pretty big hole and it won't matter. Okay, so there's our hole. It's huge. Okay, and that's fine. Now what we're going to do, and you can do this by hand, you don't need the pliers, now is kind of try to make sure that the wick that you took from the birthday candle is straight, and just drop it down all the way to the bottom. And this one's getting hung up on something, which happens, and sometimes you just use the pliers to push it all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so I got that one pretty far down. If you can see there, the wick is sticking up a little bit. Then what you want to do is all this liquid that's in here, just tilt the candle so that it pours into that giant hole you just made. And then what you have is that wick is full of that liquid, but it's going to dry into regular candle material. So what I try to do is pack stuff around the wick, this extra stuff that you had, because it's all going to harden eventually. And what you'll end up with is a wick sticking up, and it'll feel loose, but once all that liquid wax that you had hardens, it'll look like this one, where it's just a wick standing up and there's nothing around it, and there's, you know, you can't see. And this one is this one here is the same way. This is the one where I tried to shove the whole birthday candle in. I saw it bleeding the yellow from the birthday candle, and I was like, you know, that yellow wax isn't giving off the scent that's going to keep mosquitoes away. I just want the wax, and that's it, and you're done. I wouldn't recommend lighting all 4 wicks at once. Light one. When it gets done, light the other. And as the wicks go out, like I'm going to use the center wick until it's done, and then I'll switch to another wick and I'll use that one, and as it starts to build its own little hole and drive it, I'll pour that wax back into the middle and probably make another wick. And so you might get 6 or 7 wicks out of this. So usually I'm going to do one more in the 4th corner, but it's just a short video to show you how you can make some of these things last a little bit longer. These I can't remember what I paid for this candle, but like I said, I don't think they're cheap. And I like to sit out in the twilight you know, in my backyard, I'll show you, and drink coffee. And, you know, I'm in Missouri, and there's lots of mosquitoes about, and these candles really do keep them away within a 15-foot dip, you know, situation. So it makes it really easy to enjoy the outdoors, the birds. These are great for camping, that type of thing, to keep mosquitoes away. And they're, like I said, they're strictly for outdoors. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope some of you got something out of this and can use it. That's it for now. Let me know if you have any comments or questions. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks. Bye.